Welcome into Duval Daily and happy game day to you all. I'm your host, Jordan Lugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the first Jaguars game day of the 2023 preseason. Fired up to get into it. It is Saturday, August 12th. The Jaguars, they will take on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, 5 p.m. Eastern time this evening. We're going to get into some matchups to watch. As you all probably know by now, the Jaguars will be playing their starters for 1 to 2 series, according to head coach Doug Peterson, while the Cowboys will be resting almost all of their starters. So you're going to see some Jaguars starters versus some Cowboys backups. You want to see them perform at a high level there. But for me in preseason, you're trying to get some answers to questions about your roster, about your starting lineup, about your depth. Questions which ultimately will not be answered fully until the regular season plays out. But for me, when I'm trying to look at these matchups to watch in the preseason, I'm trying to get a little clarity on certain players, certain positions, how things could shake out during the regular season. One thing we know, Anton Harrison is going to be starting at right tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars when week 1 rolls around. And so I'm looking to watch Anton Harrison versus Sam Williams and the rest of the Cowboys edge players that will line up against him on the right side. Sam Williams is a very talented young pass rusher for the Cowboys, Anton Harrison will be tasked with matching up with him and other Cowboys pass rushers. Is Anton Harrison ready to start from day one? We will start to get that answer a little bit this evening, right? Because Anton Harrison going up against some of these guys that Dallas has, they have one of the deepest edge groups in the league. So getting out there and getting some reps against these guys and maybe getting an extended period of reps for Anton Harrison, who might play longer than the rest of the starters, according to Doug Peterson, just to get him ramped up, get him up to speed, and get him more in-game reps before the start of the regular season. How does it look for Anton Harrison? I'll be looking to watch that. He's a guy I'm very high on his talent. He was a top 10 overall prospect on my board. The Jaguars were able to land him at 27 overall to become a starting tackle of the future. Did not play much right tackle at Oklahoma, so he is kind of adjusting to a new position here in Jacksonville. Says he's just fine on the right side. I think he's also looked just fine throughout training camp, but now the bullets are live. It's time to go against some new opponents for Anton Harrison and see how that plays out. I also want to see Gregory Jr. on the defensive side of the ball when he gets in the game versus Cowboys slot receivers and tight ends if he gets matched up there. Can he compete to get reps in man coverage during the regular season? He has more upside. He has more athleticism. He has more speed than Trey Herndon, the Jaguars starter at nickel, does. So Herndon, he can be a decent slot corner for you in zone looks against the run, things of that nature. But when you get it man-to-man coverage versus some of these talented slot receivers in the NFL today, Trey Herndon has a little bit of a difficult time keeping up with them. Can Gregory Jr. go out there in year 2 and prove that he can compete to get some of those reps in man coverage that the Jaguars like to run sometimes on third down? We'll see how that plays out, but I definitely want to see what he can do out there today. Buster Brown, he could get the start for the Jaguars opposite Darius Williams, with Tyson Campbell being in the concussion protocol. How does he look versus outside receivers, the Cowboys outside receivers? Can he be a reasonable third outside cornerback that you can rely on? Another corner in year 2, late round pick by the Jaguars in 2022 out of Arkansas, led the SEC in interceptions in his final year at Arkansas. So can he prove that he belongs in the NFL? Can he prove that if one of your guys goes down, you can plug him in and expect a reasonable level of play? When he was inserted into the lineup during his rookie year, it was not pretty. It has been better for Buster Brown over the course of training camp so far. Now it's time, again, like Anton Harrison, for him to show that he can do it against different opponents. And if he can't, can Tavon Campbell or Christian Braswell or someone else step up so the Jaguars can feel a little bit better about their cornerback depth behind their 2 very high-quality starters in Tyson Campbell and Darius Williams? I also want to see Tank Bixby versus the Cowboys defense. We've seen it at Auburn in training camp, in the live periods of training camp. Now it's time to do it against a different opponent for Tank Bixby. How does he look out there? I think he's going to get plenty of run. Travis Etienne should not get much out there. So I think you'll see Tank Bixby for a good period of the first half, and then probably get a lot of JaMychal Hasty and Dearness Johnson, Snoop Connor, maybe some Kadri Allison in the second half. But I think Tank Bixby will get some run here. I'm excited to see how he looks against the Cowboys defense. They are one of the better defenses in the league. Obviously not going to be playing a lot of starters, but they have pretty quality depth throughout their roster on the defensive side of the ball. So I think, can Tank Bixby go out there and be the guy that you've seen him be at Auburn in Jaguars training camp against a different team? He's shown power, he's shown explosiveness, vision, the ability to cut through holes, the ability to make people miss in the hole as well. So I think it's going to be an exciting day to see Tank Bixby out there competing against a different team. We'll see how it all plays out. There's going to be plenty of matchups to watch beyond these, but these are the ones I'm most excited about seeing and perhaps most nervous about seeing when you talk about the Jaguars cornerback depth. But you also want to see, can any of the Jaguars edge players beyond Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker step up and show that they have the ability to create some pressure? You're probably not going to see Yasir Abdullah in the concussion protocol, so you're going to be looking at Kayvon Chason, Jordan Smith, and Deshaun Dixon, who will also play inside as well. He'll play some defensive end and some edge for the Jaguars in the preseason week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys here today. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. Let me know what you're looking forward to in this contest. You can hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. You can also drop a comment in the comment section below. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. You can also hit the notification bell, and you can check out ginjag.com/shop if you want to support the channel further. We've got our tie-dye Duval throwbacks available right now. Some other fun stuff up there on the site, ginjag.com/shop. Excited for Jaguars game day. Hope you all have a great one, and we'll be back with a recap after the game.